Welcome back. You're watching Commodity Champions, and let's shift focus to the buzz around Makhanas, also known as fox nuts. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the setting up of a Makhana board in Bihar to improve production and value addition of the superfood in the state. The initiative will have an initial budget outlay of 100 crore rupees and will focus on training farmers as well. Makhana has gained popularity in the recent times due to its high nutrition value. Its market in India is estimated to double to nearly 1900 crore rupees by 2032. We are joined by Gunjan Jain, President of the Nuts and Dry Fruit Council in India, to discuss this further. Gunjan, hi, good to have you. We do understand
Thank you, Manisha.
we do understand that putting up a board is one thing, announcement of a board is one thing, but by the time it starts work, etc., is going to take some time here. Another interesting thing really is, Gunjan, that 90% of Makhanas comes in from Bihar, but the export happens from Punjab. Do you think a lot of these things perhaps could be plugged well?
Yeah, I think it's a great step. This budget has been a mixed bag for our industry. A lot of very nice announcements. Fox nuts or Makhana becoming a board being formed just tells that the board will take time, but all it just tells is that it is on the government's map now to try and it's on the map of the government for future improvements. Bihar, as everybody knows, is 90%, a little bit in Jharkhand, a little bit in West Bengal. And the great thing about this Makhana product is that today, India is the 95% exporter of Makhana in the world. There are only two other origins, China very little and Pakistan very little. The main producer of gorgon nuts or fox nuts or Makhana is India. So a huge potential in exports, and not just exports, even the domestic market. Now that the fact that it is being treated as a superfood has led to such a huge surge in demand and prices, and it's leading to a lot more interest. I was talking to some growers, and we'll see a lot of production, more production taking place this year, not just out of Bihar, but also out of adjoining eastern Uttar Pradesh. You'll see a lot of production happening there too, because of the way the prices have seen. Start of this crop year, Makhana's, the average quality was priced at around 400 rupees a kilo. And right now, it's being traded, the same crop year, it's being traded at 1,000 rupees a kilo. So the prices have moved up by 600 rupees a kilo. So whopping 120%, 25% increase in prices. So because of that, the whole and demand is still there. So the great thing is that even at when prices move that, we did not see any let out in demand.
Gunjan, I have to tell you, I was checking it in on online maps, and Makhana there showed for a consumer, for a retail consumer like me, at around 2,000 rupees a kg. So clearly it's a big cost that consumers are paying here. But also talk to me about what is the export price of this, because that I understand is much higher than that.
No, actually, you flavor the Makhana. The reason that the export price looks higher is because it's a very voluminous product. So when the freight gets added, it's not done on a per kilo basis, it's done on a volume basis. One container, which would normally fit in, let's say, 20 tons of walnuts, would fit in just 4 tons of Makhana. So because of that, the export prices, although looks much higher, but the realization is slightly higher only. But the potential, of course, is much bigger if we can do. And you rightly said, more is being exported out of Punjab because it's more a traded item than a trader, a factory owner in Bihar. I think this industry is at that cusp where we can make it into an industry. Today, I wouldn't say it's an industry. It's growers who are really working hard from cottage industry to make it a product. But I think there is now scope for large players, and large players are getting in. We, as the largest nuts and dried fruit brand in India, I used to sell Makhana as a fulfillment product. And today, I am selling 100 tons of Makhana a month. And the demand is still bigger. I could do even more. Nataraj could sell 200 tons of Makhanas. We can't because we're not getting enough product. But that's the kind of demand there is of the product.
Gunjan, so what is the production right now and how has that grown? I mean, that also being aside, what is the kind of demand growth that we've seen in, let's say, last 5, 6 or 7 years?
So demand growth has been phenomenal, and that you can see from prices that even at such high prices, there's still shortage of the commodity. And this is not like it is shortage because of traders. This is shortage because of the end consumer wanting the product. So I think the total production India varies between 80,000 tons to 120,000 tons, depending on year to year how they do it. Last 3 years ago, the production had dipped because the prices weren't too great as a return to the farmer.
Okay.
But the last 3 years, every year is seeing a steady rise. India has a potential. I think this year, I'm expecting Indian crop to touch about 120 to 135,000 tons. That's the size that will become because of additional area coming under Makhana farming. It's a very difficult product to make. It's not as simple as your normal wheat or rice. It's a very tough. I mean, the whole process is very tough. So I think the establishment of a board and the fact that there'll be some government attention, some subsidies will encourage more and more companies to invest in the makhana trade, and it will also lead to, I think, back end where the farmer is getting a better return. If we are able to train them, we are able to educate them. I think sky is the limit for this product right now.
Oh, well, yes, it is profitable, but as you said, it's labor intensive as well. But the demand growth seems to be really pushing up. And I'm really stuck on what you said, that the prices in this crop year itself have risen from 400 to 1,000 rupees a kg. So clearly, a very strong interest coming in for this one. Gunjan, as always, thank you so much for coming by and making sense of what the budget means and, of course, what the market really is looking at. But shifting focus.